Hello guys, my name is Ramon Gill. Many of you know me because of, work-related or through personal relationships that I have with you. Today I'm not reaching out to you for business of any type, it's more of a personal message. I'm standing here next to Greg Ayers. Many of you may know his son. Ramon Ayers I met a little over a year ago, and when I first met him, he was actually picking me up because my car was having its oil change. When he came to pick me up, I started talking to him, and on the ride to the automobile shop, he started sharing with me that he's working 70 hours a week. He's barely making minimum wage. His girlfriend, who was his fiance at the time, and they're now married as well, he was helping put through college at Eller School of Business here in Arizona. When I started talking to him, he was in a car that needed a lot of work. He was hardly making any money, and he didn't have an opportunity to advance. He was kind of stuck. So I went off on a limb, and I actually offered him a job. And I offered him an opportunity to work less hours, make more money, and more importantly, learn the financial industry. Kind of like what most of us are in today. Since then, Ramon set many appointments for you. I believe that under his name, we raised over $25 million in assets from appointments that he set. And many of us have, been very successful with the work that he's done, not only in my office, but also from the appointments that he set. The reason I'm reaching out to you today is because Ramon put in his 2 weeks not too long ago because he decided to go off on his own and start his own business, and he's having incredible success. Now, before Ramon left, he was able to share the story of how he was adopted by Greg, and he was able to show me, his father's business. And why don't you tell him a little bit about Get Ministries and what it's about?
Yeah, 16 years ago we started feeding people out of a garage. We saw a need in Tucson, and all we had was some food, and we thought we're going to feed a few families. We stuck a sign out on some of the different low-income areas, and we began to get phone call after phone call, people needing food, and we began to deliver that food to families. And as we began to deliver that food to families, we realized the family was broken, and we got introduced to the foster care system here and the issues within foster care. And we realized we can not only feed families, but we're going to have to help kids. And so we opened up our house and began to take children in our home, and Ramon and his brother were actually some of the first kids that came into our home. And what was so exciting was that we could see the potential. Man, they had a lot of issues, they had a lot of problems due to all of the abuse and neglect that happened in their life, but there was potential in their life. And when we began to see, not only in Ramon's life, but child after child that came into our home, we realized we couldn't just be a house of one out there in the northwest side.
Yeah.
We had to add more homes.
So that was 16 years ago. How many homes do we have now?
We have 14 homes today. We serve 130 children at nighttime that sleep in our homes at nighttime. We serve about 350 in any given year. We not only give them a residential home and safe place to live, we give them a family model to recreate that model in their life that's been so shattered and broken. We help them through the education process. Most of them don't come with they're way behind in school, so we help them get IEPs, that's an individual education plan that goes with them throughout the public school life. We help them really begin to identify the gifts and the abilities that are within every one of those kids that have been pressed down because of abuse and neglect. And so we're standing in a warehouse today because the need is just even more than just the homes. We have foster families throughout. There's 3,000 foster families or foster children in Pima County alone that need the services that we provide. And though we can't house every single one of them, we try to touch all their lives by this warehouse, by getting product to foster families, by getting product to the young people aging out of foster care. And that's where our relationship came about. You came over to see an open house, but you heard about an apartment complex that we were trying to raise money for. And that's where our relationship began.
So most of this is funded through government grants. Being able to support the different housing. All the household items here are donations from different companies and different corporations that go out to all the different homes and multiple other charities as well.
That's right.
Within the Tucson area. Now, there's a challenge. The challenge is when these kids turn 18, they no longer have access to these government grants. And it seems like they have to be removed from the home sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that is the case because they're adults now and they can't share bedrooms with a non-adult, or so a child. And so there's some legalities there if the family doesn't adopt them. Unlike us, when we adopted Ramon, he could stay in our home. But for a lot of these kids, they're not adopted, they're just in the foster care system. So there was no place for them to go unless we provide something for the 18 to 21, 22-year-old.
I didn't move out in my parents' house until I was 25. I can tell you, at the age of 18, I was nowhere near responsible enough to live by my own. And it's very challenging when you're dealing with these neglected and abused kids that are in foster care homes, and at the age of 18, because they're legally considered to be adults, sometimes they have to be removed out of these homes because of technicalities. So the solution has been to basically buy an apartment complex. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Yeah, we're pretty excited about this apartment complex. It's right around the corner from our offices here. It's 16 units. It's a distress sale, so we were able to go in with a short sale offer. It was accepted by the bank a few weeks ago, and now we just got to close the property. We've raised some money. We got a private donation through a foundation for $75,000. We did some fundraisers and raised another $25,000, but we're short $30,000 to make this apartment complex a reality for the kids in our community.
And so it's not that these kids are just going to have a free place to stay and basically party and convert this into a frat house. Why don't you share a little bit about what the purpose of this apartment complex and what it's going to accomplish working with the 18 to 25-year-olds?
So we call it the STEP program. And the reason we call it STEP is because they're taking the next step into being self-sufficient. So we're going to require that these kids do drug screening. We're going to require that they stay in school of some sort, whether it's trade school, whether it's finishing high school, whether it's stepping into college. They're going to need to keep down a job, whether it's a few hours or a lot of hours. That'll just depend on every child or young adult situation. And they're going to have to be part of the mentorship program. We're going to have on-site life coaches. Actually, one will live on-site to make sure it doesn't turn into a frat party every night, and that the kids are responsible and they understand that there is something, if you're going to succeed in life, it requires something of you. And we don't want to create an entitlement mentality at all in these young people. They're going to work for everything that they got, and at the end of it, they're going to be a viable and vital part of our society.
Ramon is only one of the many kids that have gone through this program. I can tell you from a personal note, if someone like Josh didn't see the potential in me, we would be nowhere near having this face-to-face program or building the business that we're building and providing such value to everybody that's involved with us. So what we're asking is this. This is a short sale. They were able to get an incredible deal on the 16-unit apartment complex, and the bank is requiring $130,000 cash payment for the down payment. We were able to raise $75,000 through private donations and private grants, another $25,000 through doing different events. Now what we need is $30,000, and time is of the essence. We're looking to raise $30,000 by August 13th. That is when we have to finish the short sale process, or we could lose the property. Now, I'm personally going to be donating money. What I'm asking from you guys is that you're able to donate anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or more if you're able to. Now, I know not everybody's going to be able to donate. I know a lot of people have a lot of private things going on, but this is for a very, very good cause that I believe heavily in, and I wouldn't be asking this if I didn't believe in it. If you have any more questions, it's all the information on how to contact Gap Ministries, how to contact myself, is going to be located in this email. If you want to make a donation, you can also go to gapmin.com. That's GAPMIN.com. And like I said, we're more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Appreciate it.